Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Kickin' It with J.Lane't. On this podcast, I sit down with amazing artists of all industries. We talk about who they are, where they're going, and how they want to inspire the next generation. On this episode, I sit down with Iris Bonet. She is a pop and R&B singer, songwriter, and producer based in Jacksonville, Florida. Her music style is old school with a modern twist. Highly influenced by 90s R&B, she creates her music as a diary of her inner thoughts. Whether it leaves you thinking or has you dancing, she just wants you to feel it. So why don't y'all sit back, relax, and enjoy and get to know Miss Iris Bonet. We have Miss Shining herself, Miss Iris Bonet in the building.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. It's Friday.
It is Friday. I'm very excited about that. And I'm very excited that you are on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Who you are. Of course. So she is coming all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. Yesterday we were coming from California. Today we're coming from Florida. We got people from all over, and I'm just super excited to have this young lady on our show today on Kicking It with J.Lane't. Woo, woo, woo. Everybody, welcome Miss Iris. Iris is a pop/R&B singer, songwriter, and producer. She's going to tell you all about the good stuff that she is involved in. I met this young lady via social media. So social media is pretty cool, getting connected with different artists and networking. And so we got connected that way. I've been following her music, as y'all just heard a snippet of Shinin', which is her R&B track that she says she's heavily influenced by 90s R&B, and you can definitely tell it in her music. And she's a light to the music industry. So tell the people hello, Miss Iris.
Hi, everybody. That was a great introduction.
Oh.
Wow. I'm usually I'm so awkward with too when people are talking about me. I'm just like, okay.
Well, that is on you, girl. That is on you.
Oh, man, that was good, though.
So I got a few questions to throw out there to you, and you can just let people get to know you a little bit more. And if they haven't heard your music, we want them to start listening to your music and following you. We're going to talk a little bit about your TikToks, too, that crack me up. So we're going to get into that as well.
Yes. Love it.
All right. So what I like to ask is, what made you start singing, producing? I see the guitars in the background, playing instruments. What made you start doing all of that good stuff?
I hate saying this because it sounds like a snobby thing to say, but it's something I was born with.
Okay.
Because you know what I'm saying? I don't want people like, I was born with it, you know.
Born this way.
You know, but I was. I mean, my family's very musical. I mostly grew up singing in church, of course. Like it's very recent. I moved to the secular world. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
But and you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like don't take it the wrong way. But I'm just saying, you know,
I understand.
Very used to, you know, singing at church. In school, I was in band. I was a percussionist first, actually, before I started singing. So, you know, drumline in school and stuff like that. So drums were kind of my first instrument. Actually, it's not true. I took piano lessons for like 2 years when I was 6 years old, and I quit because I hated practicing. But
didn't we? I
know
every singer songwriter took piano at some point.
And you know that's my biggest musical regret is quitting piano lessons, because I feel like if I would have stuck with it, or if my parents would have like pushed me more, I probably would have been like this crazy child, like prodigy right now. But you know, they were probably like, okay, she doesn't want to do it, we'll save some money. So
definitely.
But I remember like wanting to sing as like a career. That came about when I was around 14. I was really heavily into CCM, or contemporary Christian music, for those who don't know what that is. And there's this singer, her name is Stacey Orico.
Oh, I love Stacey.
Yeah. And Stacey, I mean, obsessed. Yeah. You know, I was obsessed with her, and I still can't sing like her. But you know, I was just like, I want to do this. Yeah. And you know, it's been a dream for that long. So, you know, they don't tell you what all it takes to get there, which is why, you know, but you know, oops, sorry. I keep hitting my mic. Sorry. So yeah, that's kind of where it started. I guess band, choir, and just being around a musical family.
Yeah. Well, we are very similar in that regard. I didn't know that about you, so that's really cool to learn. But I'm kind of along those same lines as well, just kind of being immersed into it from childhood and keep it going and progressing. I was also very much in the church, singing in there, and then, you know, recently moved over to the secular world. So I love the
air quotes. I hate calling it that, you know, but it's just that's like it's a church culture thing.
I know. It really is. It just like, and you can tell when people have been raised in church, like that is exactly what we do. The secular music.
Yes. We know what it means between us, you know.
Everybody else is like, why are they doing air quotes? Like, I still love the Lord, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Okay, so that is a good start to getting to know who you are, Miss Iris. I love it. So with that in mind, you gave us how you started and what made you start. Tell us something interesting about you that we don't know, other than getting started at a young age. And it doesn't have to be musically. It could be something that you just don't mind sharing.
Sure. I up until a couple years ago, professionally was a photographer.
Okay, I do remember seeing your photography page.
I just recently shut down my website because I wasn't really doing anything with it. So I was like, you know, I'm leaning more into my music. So let me save some money, shut down the website. It was very sad because I'd had that thing for so long. It was like a chapter of my life that was, but you know, it comes in handy because now I gotta do my own album artwork and I just do it myself.
Yeah, I don't hire anybody. That definitely saves you money.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I went to school for photography. Actually, that's like what my degree is in.
Wow,
which surprises a lot of people because I should have gone to school for music probably, but I didn't like. I was good at school. I did not like school.
Okay.
So like I was honor student and all that stuff, but it was kind of like let's get this over with.
It's a task that I don't want to do. Like
yeah. So I kind of stumbled into photography because I was in college and couldn't decide on a major, and I just was kind of like bouncing from one thing to another. I started as biology major, and then like I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I was like, I'll do graphic design, but you had to pick like an art first.
Yeah.
And then I picked photography, and then I had a graphic design class. I was like, wow, I hate this. So
really?
I hated it. I was like, I don't want to do this.
Okay.
Oh, can you hear my daughter?
She's okay. We hear.
Okay. So I was just like, well, I don't want to keep switching majors, so I'll just stay in photography. But you know, and at the time I was kind of like, just get me through. But I'm really grateful that I have that skill.
Right.
Because I'm very much like a classroom learner. So like if you told me now go learn photography and go on YouTube and learn it, I'd be like, I don't want to do that.
It is a very different day now, but yes, I get that. Everything's online.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm with that. Well, that's cool. That is very interesting. I didn't know you had the degree in photography. So that's cool. So she's a musician, photographer, it all together, okay? I love it. So we know that now. I asked someone yesterday, and I like the question and where it took us yesterday. So I'm going to also ask this to you as well. Being in the music industry, and especially being a woman in the music industry, producer, musician, singer, songwriter, what are some of the adversities that you've had to overcome being in this industry, or just things that have affected you throughout? So what are some things that you've had to overcome?
Oh, a lot of mine has been self-confidence and comparison.
Okay.
Comparison's a big one.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes I'll start feeling good about my stuff and then I'll start listening to some of my favorite artists and I'm like, I'm never going to be like that. Yeah. And I've just recently been able to start overcoming that because it's like, especially because now I'm producing now. Yeah. So I would say I'm a fairly new producer, so it's easy to listen to stuff I do and be happy with it, and then go listen to somebody else who has years of experience producing and be like, that's not my stuff doesn't sound good at all. But being, a woman and being a producer, now that is actually more of a struggle of like finding community, because I don't know what the percentage is of female producers, like 2% or something crazy low.
Yeah.
And I hate to be the person that uses that phrase being mansplained stuff, but that happens a lot in the Facebook groups. I don't even ask questions anymore because I just see how they tear people up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what this means. And I'm just like everybody started at first not knowing anything. Like, don't act like you came out of the womb knowing what side chain compression was. But and also I think for me, because I'm such a big tomboy too, finding my image, like my brand, has been difficult because I look at other women in the industry and they're very, they're beautiful, of course. Yeah. But my thing is like, I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So I want to be all did up and stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I can sing like that because I feel like I can't wear this. I can't, like, I need to be comfortable when I sing. So finding my image has been a journey too. But like, I think I got it. I mean, I just like my hashtag is like lazy girl status. Yeah. Like,
love it. You
gotta make it feel like it's no effort.
Right. No effort at all. I just
but what's funny though, sometimes, I don't know if you do this, but when I look at my Spotify stats and stuff, I look at my audience. And I remember one time I had a coach that told me that if you're a female and you're only attracting a male audience, it's not because of your music. And I was like, wow. Okay. So, but to speak on that, because it's like, that's, I don't know. It's like my
perspective, I think.
Yeah, it's a perspective for sure. But and you have to think it came from a guy. So I'm like, what does it say about you? I think you're projecting a little bit there.
Talent at all. It's like, what? Okay. What?
Yeah. But I've been very fortunate to like not be cast aside just for being a woman, you know. So I can't, I know it happens a lot, and I know with it's part of the reason also I learned how to produce, because I've heard the stories of when producers like, hey, let's work together, and it's like, okay, what's your intention here?
Right.
Also, it helps that I'm introverted, so I was like, I don't want to hang out with you anyway, so I'll just do this myself. So yeah.
No, I totally agree with you. I think and part of that, I want to say, let me finish my thought, because I'm saying it in my head, but not out here. So I agree with you that I have not personally experienced any like sexism or anything like that, as far as when production comes or when it's time to stay in the studio with guys. And I think that is because of our faith. I want to throw that out there, is that God protects us from things like that. And although we did cross over to the secular world, quote unquote, he still has his guidance. I want to say, I always throw that in there because I never forget.
I like that.
I never forget that he still is he's guiding me on this path. And I believe that for you as well, because you're able to say, I haven't experienced that. And a lot of women have. I have friends in the industry that are like, yeah, I tried to go to the studio in Hollywood and they were like, show me something, like what?
Yeah, it's crazy. The stories are crazy.
Right, exactly. So it's definitely alive and well, but to be fortunate enough to not experience it, I think is a blessing and definitely a testament of faith. And that's kind of how I take that as well. So,
right.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. It's out there for sure.
It is out there. I hope I never run into it. I mean, I'm getting to an age where I don't think I will run into it anymore. If I think there's a cap.
There's a cap. Like once you hit this certain age,
yeah.
No, but going back to your point also about confidence, and then I talked to somebody recently and we were talking about, comparing and then having the confidence. And then when people are starting to show that end of the year wrap with Spotify and how sometimes that gets to us, you know what I mean? And we're like, well, if my numbers didn't hit what their numbers hit, then maybe I didn't do as good. And it's like, we cannot do that. One producer friend of mine, he reminded me, like, what was your goal? When you did this song, was your goal to actually get it finished and get it out there for somebody to hear? And I was like, yes. He's like, you hit your goal. So whether it was, 5,000 somebodies or one somebody, like your goal was to get the song done and to get it out there. And we cannot compare our success to somebody else's, because we never know like what they went through to even get the song done. Like we kind of had like a little discussion on Instagram one day, me and you, like we understand, like all of us know the struggle. If you're an independent artist, you know the struggle. You know what I mean? Whether you want to say it or not, we compare ourselves with ourselves, when we're listening back.
It's true. It is true.
So it's like, we definitely don't want to keep. I would like to just squash that whole that attitude, that we have towards each other sometimes. Like, well, your song didn't hit 5,000 streams, so I don't know. It's like, and it got done.
It's funny when I first started releasing music and that Spotify rap came out, my numbers were they're still low, but they were so low. I hid them. I cropped it out, and I was just like, "Oh, thanks for listening, guys."
Right.
So,
me too.
Starting last year, I actually started to share the numbers because I was like, you know what, though, one day they're not going to be this small.
Yeah.
And it'll be something I could look back on and be like, oh man, that's crazy, the growth. And I think organic growth is kind of what I'm going for, and organic growth is slow. It's slow because
definitely.
You can, the thing is, I do a lot of sync licensing as well. I have an alias, so we can talk about that.
Okay.
Cool. So I took this course. It was a songwriting course. And it was great. It was in 2020. It was all virtual before even the whole panorama hit.
Yeah. Panorama.
Yeah. But so it was like Zoom, like that's why I was already used to Zoom, but I stayed friends with a lot of those people. And so everybody's showing their Spotify Wrapped, and I was all proud of my numbers this year. And I think I was like one of the first ones to post them in like our circle. And when everybody else started posting, I was like, oh, I'm the smallest one. Like, okay. So I'm like, dang, how'd she get how many streams? Like, what are you doing? Oh man,
it's crazy. And I was saying, like, I use it more as a personal goal now, because even with 8,000 streams or 10,000 streams. Like the money doesn't match up. You know what I mean? Like
Spotify is vanity metrics.
Yeah,
even
definitely.
I think I calculated like 1 million streams. I think it's like $6,000 or something.
Right.
And okay, I'd be grateful for $6,000, but like that's not gonna make me like I can't live off of that.
Right. Exactly.
You know. Exactly. So I would say Spotify. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in vanity metrics because it's so immediate, right? It's like they either like you or you don't, and this is the proof, you know. That's what it feels like. But yeah, you're right. It's more of a personal thing.
Yeah, it's like okay, well, the last album I put out, I got like 5,000. Okay, this time I got 8,000. So it's like, okay, well, I'm getting up there. So I use it as like a personal goal. Like I'm trying to hit this for next time. Or this song did 100 last time, so I'm gonna do 200 this time. Maybe I don't know.
Sure,
yeah. But we were talking about on yesterday's broadcast. We were like, Spotify definitely. It does not match up with the royalty payments that we're getting. No, don't get into it. We love to see the numbers, but we want to see that money too. So
that's why I went into sync licensing, because sync licensing is like where the money's for comparison.
Talk a little bit about that, because
let's talk about sync licensing.
Let's talk about sync licensing. So how did you get into it, and then what is your process?
Sure. So I took a course called 6-Figure Songwriting. I actually think they just closed the course forever, like just this past, but there's tons of stuff out there where you there's tons of stuff where you can learn. So we learned a lot about how to write for commercials and TV and film and stuff like that. And the payouts can be really good.
Yeah.
You know, I got a song on a Google ad
nice.
In August.
Congratulations.
And thanks. And the payout, it was a nice check. You know, it was a nice check. And that was just like here, you know, where for that amount of a check, I would have had to have 1 million streams. Right. So it's stuff like that. And that was like on the lower end of commercials, you know, where if the goal that everybody wants to hit is like, I want to land a Super Bowl commercial.
Right.
Those things, they pay out like 300,000. So you land a Super Bowl commercial, you're probably good for a year, 2 or 3. You know, you're good depending how you use your money.
Exactly.
But so with sync licensing, it's a funny world for me, because the music that I use for sync licensing, I do with my alias. Okay. And the reason I have an alias is because the music is so different.
Right.
So if I were to bring it over to Iris Bonet, would be like, what is this?
Who is this?
So my alias's name is actually a Bonfire. But but the I is a number 1 and the E is a number 3. And that doesn't mean anything. It's just because the artist name Bonfire was taken. So so it's a lot of like, I hate to call it rapping, but I would call it talking with swag.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah. And it's a lot of Latin and bilingual and stuff like that. So so I think I just started getting placements this last year. So I had the Google ad. I was on a VH1 show called Cartel Crew.
Okay, I've heard of that show. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I was on the season finale. The season finale. There was it was crazy to watch. You know, you come back from and you know, like sometimes depending on what they use your song for, you know, determines the pay rate. So if you're just kind of like background, you know, it's going to be on the lower end. And I was watching the show, and when they come back from commercial with reality shows, you know, they always show like the scenery and there's some song playing. And I told my husband, I was like, that'd be so cool if they use my song for that. Cause you don't know, that's the thing with sync, they want to use your song, but you don't really know where it's going to go.
Where it's going to be placed.
And we're watching, and then the commercial breaks, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my song. And it was a scene of Miami. And I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Wow. So I was a Cartel Crew, and then my last, the most recent one was on BET's Family Business. same type of deal. Like they cut in, and it was a song called "Life of the Party" that I collaborated. So yeah, it's really fun. My goal actually is to bring Iris Bonet to the sync world.
Yeah.
But I'm still learning how to bring this genre there, because it's really easy with the other ones. I don't have to think about it.
Right.
It's like party music, basically.
Right. Exactly.
So this is more like profound and more stuff like that. So I was like, I know there's a place for it. I just haven't polished it enough yet. So that's my goal eventually, is that I'll get sync placements as myself.
Right.
Have an alias.
Right. I got you. And I've been trying to like break into that whole sync licensing world.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really 100% understand it. So I just have to get with somebody, or like you're saying, take the course on how that works. So that's really good that you brought that up. And, because it is a whole different world, and it's a whole different set of payout as well. Because
it is. It's the thing with sync licensing. I didn't even know we were going to start talking about this.
I know, me neither. Wherever it goes, it goes.
Yeah. So the thing with sync licensing, you have to it's a lot of mindset change than being an artist. You can be an artist that gets sync placements. I mean, you hear it all the time. Lizzo has tons of them.
Right.
But sync is actually what has helped me put my ego aside, because when I'm making music for that, you have to think, okay, what is going to best serve the song?
Right.
And sometimes that even means, at least with sync licensing, it even means like you're not the singer.
Right.
You wrote the song, you're still going to get your cut, but you're going to hire out because your voice doesn't fit, or the performance or whatever. And that's a hard pill to swallow at first. Yeah. Because you're like, what you mean I'm not going to be, this is my song. What? Yeah. But then you start to learn that at the end of the day, the song is the product, and you just got to do what's best for the product. And when you're in sync licensing, you're not really in the music industry, more so you're in the like TV and film industry.
Right. Yeah.
So it's helped me a lot on this side though, because it's helped me also it's a little harder to get my ego, get your ego aside. Cause this is like, my bio said, it's my inner thoughts. So it's like, if you don't like it, I'm like, do you not like me then? Is that what you're saying? You don't like me.
Exactly. Girl, I get it. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm saying.
Yeah, so that is a whole different beast, but that is definitely something that artists or, I will say artists need to look into as a source.
Yeah, for sure.
And not just looking for your next big song or your next big break, because there are other avenues that we can make money, because a lot of people are looking at, like I said, Spotify as their source. Yeah. And it's like, it's not going to always happen that way.
But, and sync licensing can help Spotify too, because if somebody's watching a show and they're like, wow, this song's really cool, they Shazam it. And all of a sudden you have that happened to actually the instructor that I took the course with. She got a show, I forget what show it was. She got some song, and she woke up to 1 million streams.
Wow.
Because it was a popular show. Yeah. So it was like, everybody was like, oh my gosh, what song is this?
Right.
And so, it can help. It can
help. Yeah, that's cool. Wow. Well, congratulations on those placements. That is awesome and very good to hear. Yeah, that's cool. Man, okay. I'm gonna have to get with you outside of
Yes, let's talk. I can help you out for sure.
More on that. Okay. Yes. So, all right. So you got a lot of stuff going on. I love hearing all about it. Oh man, we went into a whole different tangent with the sync licensing, but very informative for anybody that's listening and you want to look at other avenues. I love that. Yeah. So with that in mind, you got all that going on. What's next? Do you have any music coming out, or what's going on with you? What's next?
I do. So my goal this year is to really pay attention to the marketing side of stuff.
Yes.
I call myself a course junkie. I like to take courses because I discovered that I am a classroom learner. So I need something where you're going to show me, okay, this is what it looks like now. You go try it. So right now I'm learning a lot about Facebook ads and just how to market and release singles.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person where when I create something, I'm like, all right, let's release it next week.
Right.
I'm gonna share all the stuff. I'm gonna show you. Look, here's the snippet of my song. Okay, I need to get this out right now.
Right.
So, but and then you do, and it flops, and you're like, man, nobody's listening because you don't nurture it. And this is like right now I'm like diving into this 21-day plan and whatever. So I have a single coming out on February 4th. Okay. Hopefully it's not uploaded to distro yet, so maybe it might be pushed back, but at the moment it's coming out February 4th. It's called Still Here. I just finished mixing and mastering it today, actually.
Wow. Okay.
And that I'm producing that one. So the cool thing about learning production is that you don't gotta wait for anybody. You just
exactly. That's a lovely thing.
Yes, for sure. But so that one's coming out, and I just wrote that one this week because that's not what the plan was of the first song for the year. But I was like, I need something a little bit of power. And then I'm hoping to be releasing singles every 6 weeks this year. I have one set up for March as well that I have to finish, but I already know it's coming. And that one's actually a really heavy song that's gonna be tough to talk about because it's just the subject matter is very heavy. But yeah, just that's my besides the sync licensing stuff, I'm always gonna be doing. But as my indie artist stuff, that's the goal for this year. It's just to really, really learn how to market correctly so that maybe my Spotify numbers at the end of the year will be higher.
I think, definitely as an independent artist, we have to be the Jack and Jill of all trades. Like if you don't have a team behind you, you have to learn how to work the system and work everything, and I actually went to school for marketing. So I should have gone for music. Yeah, I did a lot of music in college. That helped pay for me to go to college was, the scholarships for that. Yeah. I got a degree in marketing and in ministry, which is two weird things together. But but yeah, that is something that I'm constantly honing in on because things have changed so much since I graduated from college. And now everything is a lot of social media marketing and like you're saying, Facebook ads or Instagram ads, and having to learn all what that means. You know what I mean? And how to integrate that to our music.
And it can be tiring when you don't know the system. Like earlier you mentioned TikTok, and there's a method to that too. I don't know that I'm following that method. I'm honestly everybody's like, oh, do this and post 4 times a day, every day. I'm like, how? What? I mean, I don't have enough content for that.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I've just taken TikTok to be like a stress reliever. That's
basically.
It's fun. It's fun.
I'm with you on that. Look, let's talk about TikTok. Oh my gosh. She has these videos and she integrates her music and like her production, like what she's doing behind the scenes. And she shows us like, this is how I really feel about this, right? Like, this is what I went through to give you this finished product. And it is so funny, like her facial expressions. Y'all got to follow her on TikTok. What is your TikTok handle?
Iris Bonet Music. So I'm Iris Bonet Music everywhere. So it's just easy to find.
Iris Bonet Music everywhere. And I'm also going to put it up on the video so you guys see that. But yeah, definitely follow her on TikTok because her videos have me cracking up. It's just like, y'all have no idea, like all the stuff I go through just to give you like this 2-minute production.
Seriously. The song I just finished is like 2 minutes and 49 seconds, and it took like 3 days.
It's funny because it's relatable. Like we all get it. Like definitely, I'm with you on all of it. That's why I sit there, I'm cracking up like, yes, girl, I know exactly what you mean. But yeah, TikTok is definitely at this point a stress reliever for me because I saw, like you said, I saw somebody put on there, here are the time slots to post. And I'm like, seriously? I just want to laugh, have fun. I want to make it like.
Yeah, at first, it's funny because I told myself I was never going to download TikTok. I was one of those,
thing.
I was one of those
same thing.
TikTok is stupid. And now my husband's like, you're addicted to TikTok.
Right?
And it's like everything. I'm like, oh my God, I saw this TikTok and this happened. And he's like, do you do anything else throughout the rest, like your whole day? I'm like, but sometimes it's very informative. Like,
they gave me a lot of information in 3 minutes.
Yeah, seriously. But I'll ask him, so I'll be like, and he finally gave in too. So it's funny because like I'm just like, you're gonna be here too. I see
exactly.
I see you scrolling.
It's a matter of time.
And I am sure there is some sort of like marketing method for TikTok, but I feel like I don't want to turn it into that because it's gonna make it not fun for me.
Right.
And it's just gonna be like, I don't want to do this, or it's the reason I got rid of Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter became pointless and I hate saying too political because I know stuff is important, but it became just a place where I used to go to read funny stuff, and it just became I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Right. Now everything's political on there. Right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So that's pretty much my go-tos are Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, it's for entertainment. And I used to be that way for Instagram, and I was like, I'm going to take it seriously and really use it as a marketing. And now I'm just like, here you go, here's a video of me dancing. Has absolutely nothing to do with music.
I think that's more interesting because like if you have, I remember when people would be like, oh, it has to be aesthetic and it has to be this and that.
Yeah.
And then you don't really get to know who the person is. Like the reason I love following artists that I like is because they post relatable stuff.
Right.
Or they post their everydays like, oh yeah, I want to see if they're a funny person or if they're like boring. Then I just follow them. I'll just listen to their music and won't follow them. Like Charlie Puth is really funny on TikTok.
He's hilarious.
And he gets made fun of a lot too. And now he started to make fun of himself. So yeah, he's a funny guy.
There's a lot of artists and celebrities. I'm like, okay, you actually have a personality. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Oh, who is it? I can't believe it's like I'm opening up about TikTok now. I forget who it is. Tay Jackson? Somebody.
Tay Diggs.
Oh my God. I can't with him. He just doesn't even use sound.
TikTok page. Seriously. Everybody's like, get rid of Tay Diggs' page. I'm like, don't do it.
No, don't do it.
He brings joy. He brings
He's so funny.
I love it because we already know your craft. Like we know you're a good actor.
Right.
Now to be able to see that funny side of you is pretty cool. So I think we have to be that way as well. Sometimes we're
for sure.
Artists, we're trying to get our name out there, but then we forget like we're people too. Like we just want to.
And it takes away the love for it because it's like I would love to be Jacob Collier and be able to do amazing things on my social media, show everybody, but it's so much. I used to do that. I used to be like, okay, I'm going to do a singing video today. So I'm going to sit down and with my guitar and I'd have like 30 takes of the same song because it wasn't perfect. And it was like, it tired me out. I was like, that's why now I think it became easier when I became a mom because it was just like, I'm just having fun with my daughter. And people like kids. Some people like kids. I say some because before I was a mom, I did not like kids.
Really?
Yeah. I was team no kid forever. I wasn't going to have kids. And then like, we decided like, and it just happened so fast. Yeah. I mean, I love her to death. She's so fun. She's so funny, and she loves music. She loves music. And it's like, and I never wanted to be that person. Like, I'm going to push music on my kid. I don't like, she only knows Spanish. she only knows Spanish right now. So like her favorite word is más, which means more. And so like I was actually just driving and listening to my mix to make sure it sounded good in your car. That's very important. Always test it in
the car. Thank you. Yes, point that out there.
So we're driving, and then the song ends. She's like, mas. And I was like, oh, you love that song. But she says that about like every song. So I'm like, okay.
Hey,
it's not just
all good though. I love it. I have had so much fun with you on this podcast, man. You gave us a lot of nuggets about just things in the industry, and then who you are as an artist, as a person. Your personality is wonderful. This is actually my first time talking to you in real time.
Yeah. In real time, you're right. Because we've only ever DM'd. You know what's funny? I started thinking about the other day. I was like, how did I forget how we connected? And I remember now. Yeah. I was doing one of those things where it was like, make sure you follow hashtags and comment on people's stuff.
Oh, really?
So I found you through a hashtag and commented on one of your videos.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember this. I was like doing a giveaway or something.
Yes, and I still have that hat.
Yes, okay.
It's somewhere. I was gonna find it. And I couldn't because we just moved here. So I was like I was like, I know I have that hat somewhere. I was like, dang. I was gonna have it on, and I was like,
yes,
I can't find it.
That is exactly right. Oh my gosh. And that's been a few years ago now.
Yeah, it was like it's 4 years now because that was 2018. I remember that. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I do still have it though.
Wow, that's crazy. Yes, that is very true.
And you gave me, and I think it was your Conversations.
Yes, because I had just came out with Conversations, the album. Oh my gosh, girl, yes, that
is. Yeah. See, because sometimes I connect with people on social media and I don't remember how we start following each other, but like that one I remember because I had just moved back to Jacksonville from Atlanta.
Oh,
so I was like,
really? Now we got to talk a little bit more because I'm in Georgia now. Yeah, I just moved to Georgia. I'm about 3 hours. Well, we'll talk about that later. But yes, we'll definitely need to connect. We definitely need to connect because we need to do that. But I'm so glad that we were able to do this. This has been awesome. I've gotten to know you a lot more. Doing this, and I think we learned a little bit more about each other in this conversation. So this has been great. So with that being said, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. Give us a heads up on how we can contact you, how the listeners can hear your music. I know we talked a lot about Spotify, and we know you're on there. But
post my numbers, please.
I know. Hit play and just let it keep playing. Let
it go. Yeah.
All right. How can we contact you, Miss Iris?
All right. On any social media, Instagram, TikTok, Iris Bonet Music. You can go to my website, which is also irisbonetmusic.com. You can send me an email through there. I believe it's hey@irisbonetmusic.com.
Okay.
Yeah, just anywhere on socials. That's where you'll find me, Iris Bonet Music.
All right.
And if you don't remember how to spell it, just say it as Iris Bonet Music, and then you'll remember because everybody
for a long time.
I get asked, "Are you related to Lisa Bonet?" I was like, "No, no. I first of all, it's my married name, and second of all, no, I'm not." But it's spelled like that.
Okay. Well, I will definitely have everything listed in post-production, showing you guys exactly where you can locate her, but I wanted her to give her shout out as well. Also, the song that we played at the very beginning of the podcast was Shining, which I love that song, by the way.
I didn't produce that one. I worked with the producer on that one. Yeah. His name is Theo Seidman. I want to shout him out because he's so good. He's so good.
That's a good song. I love that. That one's actually in my playlist. So FYI.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw that.
Thank you again so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And I will definitely keep you posted on everything moving forward. And I hope that you have a wonderful, successful, beautiful career moving forward.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Kickin' It with J.Lane't. Make sure you tune in for next week's episode as I sit down with Deometrius Robinson of the Gospel Motivators in Sacramento, California. But until then, here is Miss Iris Bonet's contact information, website, and ways to view and listen to her music. Bye-bye now.
I'm sure